I wonder where she is. Let's bring TK.
I'm going to say she's in Denver.
No, I'm at home.
Oh, so you just turned around and went home?
Turned around and went home.
You can tell she's at home because there's candles.
Oh, there are candles.
Good point.
There are candles. Trista, a big candle
down.
person. What's up, TK?
I like vibe. I like aura. I like,
Well, you and Kyle are very similar in that regard. You guys are big vibe curators.
It's key. You never know when you need to curate a vibe.
Trysta Krick, the Kyrie Irving of the media game with the sage everywhere she goes.
Paolo Santo.
Have you warmed back up after your weekend in the freezing cold?
Not quite. I was just saying as I was logging on, ooh, it's kind of still cold out.
What was the temperature in Madison? Because it was cold here on Friday night.
40, but with 25 mile an hour, 30 mile an hour winds.
Oh, no. Now it's getting out of control.
Yep.
It's getting out of control. Because it was 40.
I had a hoodie and a tee. Well, no, I had a base layer, wool, a t-shirt, a hoodie, a t-shirt, a bubble jacket, and then that green Oregon one over that. That's what it took for me to be comfortable.
Sounds about right. And then your face was probably still cold, though.
No, it wasn't. That wasn't that bad. It kind of like the wind kind of at times died down, but it was. I wouldn't want to have just been in the hoodie. I walked them right before we went from the hotel on the shuttle, and I just had the hoodie and the jacket, and I was like, oh, things have to change.
And where were you tank topping in it? Was that Chicago?
Yeah, I was at Soldier Field. It got really warm there. It was like 60.
Maybe that's why they missed the field goal. It was too hot.
So. Yeah, they weren't
there was a guy behind me who was chirping Packers fans. Cairo Santos isn't Cody Parkey. We're gonna make this. He never misses these Packer fans. You guys go home. Da, 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 da. Guys are trash. You're gonna lose to us. You're trash. And I'm thinking in my head, because this was the whole time out. He's doing this 5 minutes, and I'm thinking in my head, because he's right in my ear. There's Packer fans around me. And I'm like, this is not a good idea, I feel. Is it just me? I'm thinking in my head, cognizantly, is it just me or is this a bad juju thing to do? I wouldn't personally do that. And then the kick was blocked and I turned around, snapped my head around. And I go, was it you who just lost your team the game? Was that you who did that? I need to know, was it you? Because everybody was like, was it you who did it? Don't ask me. Don't talk to me. Da, 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 da. Packer fan. I said, I'm not a Packer fan. I don't care at all who wins this game. I just want to know, did you single-handedly lose your team this game? Was it you who was chirping? And he was like, maybe. So it was you. Okay, I just wanted to know.
Was Madison the best part of the weekend? Looked like it was an electric.
No. West Lafayette is rocking at Mackey. Loudest environment I've ever been to.
Heard that.
Period. It is. You know what? Who's obviously you guys know, but the second loudest is probably Game 1 against the Warriors. That was probably second loudest. And it was a different environment.
Not the Golden One Center or the Capital One Arena.
Not the Capital One Arena. No, not
big Wizards game earlier this year.
The opening night of the Wizards versus the Celtics.
No one was there when they were running out the tunnel.
Terrible stuff. When Jordan Poole had 17 consecutive points in the first quarter, and there was like 2,500 people in there.
Poor Jordan.
Poor Jordan.
But not
balling. Do you know Jordan Poole is like top 3 in steals this year?
No, I did not know that. Wow. Bless you. Yeah.
No, that's good. She edited it. She's quick. She got the mic off, but bless you.
Yeah, you're not getting me there. Not getting me there. It's a real cute one though. It's like a
Mackey Arena was it was popping. Who'd they play?
They played Alabama, number 2 team in the country. Purdue was like 14th in the country. Alabama coming off the Final Four. Purdue coming off the Final Four. No Zach Edey. There's a kid Phylon, and Phylon. He's a freshman for Alabama. He's really good. You guys got to watch him. There's another kid who's a 2-star. His name is Cox, Cox. And you guys probably didn't see the game, but he had three threes down the stretch in an important part of the game, off the bench, off the dribble, step back, fade to the right, splash over Mark Sears. This kid's good. This kid's bouncy, very, very athletic. So I like him. You can tell when, you can just tell based on how somebody's handling the ball, like, oh, they could break this guy's ankles anytime they want. They're just way too quick. So he's really good. It was an amazing environment. I want to go to Kansas later on this year and see what Lawrence is like, because I heard that field house is nuts too.
I'm mad I missed that game. That's a good game. Alabama, I've been wanting to watch them all year. Missed that game. I did watch UOP versus Arkansas last night. Arkansas got the win. UOP, they hung in there for a lot longer than I expected.
I was going to watch it tonight, but I guess spoiler alert.
Yeah, my bad.
No, you weren't.
No, I absolutely wasn't. Why would I?
It's UOP going to Arkansas. I wanted to see what it was looking like. Coach Cal, DJ Wagner's son, or the Juan Wagner's son, DJ Wagner.
I was like, what?
No, DJ Wagner is the son.
I was like, Coach Cal is DJ Wagner's son?
Well.
What? Makes sense, though, honestly. Makes sense.
Did you see any of De'Aaron over the weekend?
I'm so freaking bummed I didn't get to see any of that live because I was out. Wow. I love the aggressiveness. I just need that to happen for the entire season because it's very clear. And I saw some of the quotes after the game. Mike Brown said this, so it's not my original thought at all, but he can just get to any spot he wants. And now he's like, I'm gonna now. So I like that. And the beef between Big Wob and De'Aaron's wife, also electric. Who cares why he didn't post De'Aaron, which is just like so 2024, like, oh, why didn't you put my husband's highlights up? It's amazing.
Well, I mean, the man did score 109 points in back-to-back nights. Like, I think he deserves.
But it would be like if someone tweeted me, like, what are we? Just people posting highlights.
You matter.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? I didn't post any highlights either.
But this is the frustration because you don't do this though. This is the frustration. If our guy, it is our guy, regardless of what we say, what it sounds like, we got love for him. If Tyrese had done that in Indiana, we wouldn't have been able to escape it for 48 hours. And that's where the frustration comes from. I'm with you, TK. It don't really bother me that much, but we notice. If Tyrese had done it or Jokic had done it or somebody else like that, we would not have been able to escape that story for at least 72 hours. And De'Aaron does it in his crickets.
It was the quietest post-60 media environment. And then to follow it up with almost a 50 burger, kind of nuts. And I don't recall anybody on any of the places, I don't know, ESPN, Turner, whatever, talking about it, really. I haven't seen it. I mean, maybe I missed that.
He was on NBA Today yesterday. I will say that, but that's about it. Which is whatever.
Maybe that's why they lost. He had to go on NBA Today. He wasn't focused. Had to do all these damn media appearances. That's why we lost by 1 to the Hawks last night, Trysta.
That was a foul.
Well, yeah.
Well, Trista's a hooper. That's why she says that. She knows she's a hooper.
Is hand part of the ball, Trysta?
Depends on whose hand.
Well,
that is an honest answer. That is an honest and accurate answer.
I feel like if we clip that, we can use it for just about anything we want. Depends on whose hand.
Depends. It really does. I have something to share with you guys. I'm just gonna wait for you guys to for it to come up. You know what I mean? But I want to get this out for the chatty house because this is one of the most wild things that's happened on social media to me. But and I haven't put it out online yet. I'm going to make a video about this, and I'm pretty sure it will go viral.
Well, let's do it right
an
now.
exclusive.
So you guys remember, let's set it up. Let's set the scene, right? You guys remember, we talked about this. Shaq, Angel Reese podcast. You guys recall? Okay.
Yep.
This, watch the pod. I was a little creeped out by it. I thought it was kind of like an abuse of Shaq's Reebok president power to say, hey, I'm the one who brought you this shoe deal. And I think what would make the game better is if we lowered the rim and you were wearing booty shorts and you were dunking so that we could see them cheeks jiggling. Also, remember, I got you your shoe deal, right? So I made a video about it. Like, I don't know, it's kind of gross. It's supposed to be like a daughter to you, big homie at the very least. Yeah, you're grown and you're a horn dog online, and we know that. You like work with Brittany Renner, and we've seen you out and about, and that's no secret. But I just think there should be some places we do not cross. You know what I mean? You walked her through senior night. She considers you like a dad. So I'm driving to like a place to hang out before I get to the airport. And I'm like kind of doing something else at the same time. And it's been weeks, by the way, since this video came out.
Yep.
And 2 days ago, remember, inside the NBA, it's now been announced that they are going to be distributed through ESPN. That deal is now complete. So what occurs? What occurs is I get a DM from Shaquille O'Neal himself saying, which I think makes it worse, it was all planned so dummies like you would do the work and talk about it on your platforms. Thanks for the free promotion and thanks for the numbers. I appreciate you very much. Have a great ... day. Click on it, on the link. You guys can see here. Boom. Click on the link. My man Shaq has blocked me. So he has chirped me and then blocked me with his free time on a Monday. I just couldn't. I have had a hard time really processing this. And as I was coming on, I was like, I have to tell these guys, get what their thoughts are. Because he's the only one that doesn't have a contract for next year either. It's not like he was completely signed, sealed, and delivered. What the hell is this man doing? Because if you're being creepy on purpose to get attention so that you get free promotion for Angel in a way that sort of is diminishing to the game of women's basketball by saying we need to lower the rim and you need to wear booty shorts, that was planned and she was uncomfortable. Oh, baby, we got some problems.
I don't believe him. I got to hear from Angel herself
that it was planned.
Yeah, that was a work. Oh yeah, that was a work.
Yeah, there's no chance that was a work. Yeah, like no, because somebody would have talked them out of that. Like, no, if you guys want to work, you go. If you want to book an angle, let's book an angle. Not that one.
Right.
That's not the angle. Yeah, finding out Shaq is a giant piece of crap does not shock me whatsoever.
I was stunned. 35 million followers. The only reason I know he has 35 million is because someone that can look at his profile told me.
And that's the block afterwards is crazy.
Get
your stuff off.
That's trash.
And then block. All right, bro.
Just like what? And he's crashing out in general. Remember yesterday also, he came after Dwight Howard. He had people on his hit list yesterday. He was going to come after him, and I was one of them.
I kind of love that, though. I love that TK was on the Shaquille O'Neal hit list.
He went, okay, I got after Dwight. Now who do I? Oh, Trysta.
Yeah, let me get after that girl. Tell her she's a dummy. Thanks for the promo. Appreciate you very much. Have a great day.
No, it's the have a great ...
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Does
what
Shaq
was
not know how
supposed to
the
be
dots
there
work?
instead? Life, death. What is that?
He was typing that and he went, have a great, what time is it? I gotta go check.
It's not morning. It's not evening. Day will
It's still light outside. The sun's still up. The sun's still awake.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
These dudes.
That's crazy.
Nothing makes a man dumber than a woman.
Mm,
Like a woman will turn a man into an absolute idiot.
mm.
You're talking
Shaq
about
is the
Angel,
same,
not me.
huh?
Angel, not me.
Yes, Angel. Yes, I'm talking about Angel. Yeah, Shaq's on my too short list now. I can't rock with either one of them no more.
That's
Can't rock with either.
that was whack. That was whack.
That's just
Oh.
I just couldn't believe it.
I'll tell you after the show. It'll break. I'll tell you after the show. I won't.
Maybe
tell
don't tell me.
I won't tell. Yeah, I won't tell that too short story on the air, but I'll tell you after the show if you really.
Can I know
How many
too? Can I
times
get on the group chat?
Yeah, you can know. It's not that serious. I just won't tell it on the air. But
How
gotta
do you
find an
decide?
karaoke song.
I feel I need to learn how to decide
decide what?
what goes on the air and what doesn't.
Well, because this involves other people,
Got it.
and I find the story. It's embarrassing, and I think it's humiliating for them. And so I yeah, Too Short is whack. Shaquille O'Neal is whack. All them dudes are whack.
There's an increase of people that I grew up liking, listening to, watching, respecting, admiring. And now something has happened where they have revealed themselves, or maybe just now have gotten to this place where they're just completely reprehensible people.
Yeah, it's starting to turn into a long list.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But we get older, we get more information, we get more experiences, and we say, oh man,
and
this
that's
ain't
what
the
it
person we grew
is.
up with.
Like it's experience. Shaq did this on the internet. It's not like, oh, we discovered this. Like this was put out there. And the crazy part is, at the time, no matter what he's telling Trysta in DMs now, he thought this was acceptable.
Yeah.
He thought this was the way you talk to somebody,
Right.
particularly a young woman.
Yeah,
Play basketball in booty shorts, like
even like you said, even if we just go with the lie that he said that it was a work, him as the big bro should be like, I'm not gonna put you out there, but we'll find another way to promote. I'm not gonna put you out there this way. I'm not even gonna put that type of energy out there. I'm gonna look out for you.
If it was a work, the only person who looks dumber than you is her.
Yeah. And here's the reason I know it's not a work. Because I had just gone to breakfast that day with a WNBA agent that told me everything that Angel has become is the hard work and savvy and genius of Angel. Even when she was at Maryland, she has the ability to understand when there's a moment that she's able to capitalize on it in a way that's good for her, in a way that other athletes don't really get. She's just very good at marketing. I don't think being seen as someone put into an uncomfortable situation that you can't advocate for yourself is something that she would ever plan to do.
Yeah, and once again, going back to their relationship and to like what you just said about her savviness, I would assume she would look at me like, big bro, I see you. I'm not gonna put you in that light because you're gonna look bad. I'm not gonna do that to you. So we're gonna come with a different, like, none of it makes sense to be like, that was a work.
Why just cut it? There's no benefit to it.
Because he doesn't, I'm sure he feels like he doesn't have to.
Right.
He's Shaquille O'Neal.
But it's her pod.
But he's Shaquille O'Neal.
And
that's why. Like,
well, the only reason you wouldn't cut that is because she didn't like it, felt uncomfortable, and wanted. It's like, oh, this ain't the dude that I thought, I was with. I wanted everybody to see who this guy really is. So I don't know if they're still cool right now or not. I don't know, but yeah, he did some reckless stuff. Oh, we gonna air it. We're gonna let the world see how you think and how you move.
I want someone to ask her about it so bad in like a press setting. Hey, was this a work? Because that's what Shaq's saying. You guys still cool? You let that air out. Was that intentional? What were you trying to do there?
Nah, don't lead the witness. Make her talk about it.
Yeah.
Don't ask her if it's a work. Like,
What was
ask her
that?
about the moment. Yeah. Do you have thoughts on? There's another. Yeah, WNBA is having a bad off season. There's something going on right now. I think it was with Seattle.
Yes.
Yeah, Joe Lloyd.
Yeah. Do you have you dug into that at all?
So what I was told is that the staff in Seattle largely are very calm, down to earth, supportive, very invested in who these players are off the court. So this is a strange development. And my opinion on it is I don't have any info, but what I would say is just logically speaking, and I love her game, and I think she's a dynamic talent. But everywhere that Skylar goes, there's something going on, right? Like it's like everywhere Kennedy Carter goes, something goes on. And I don't know what she's wrapped up in. I don't know what the role is in it. And then you add in the NECA snitch thing, which that doesn't shock me, honestly. You're talking about somebody that's in charge, has a leadership position within the union. I'm watching the Mayor of Kingstown right now, which is a phenomenal show.
It's a good show.
Good show. And like Jeremy Renner in this show has to kind of like play both sides to the middle. He's got to let people know things to try to keep the peace. And at best, that's what NECA would be trying to do, right? Is trying to preserve some sort of continuity or peace to let the coaches know, hey, the troops aren't happy right now. You need to get your stuff together. But at worst, she's dry snitching and can't be trusted, which if you're in charge of the players union, you need to be for the players first and foremost. And we've got a very important time ahead of us, as if you're talking about the labor negotiations that are coming up soon. And if this has any kernel of truth to it, then NECA can't be the head of the union. And then you add in the two vice presidents, Kelsey Plum being one of them, on the Aces, who's also undergoing an investigation in terms of player mistreatment and misconduct. So that's a bad look. That's pretty messy. So I don't have all the details. I just know the optics aren't great.
Not at all.
What do you think?
Go ahead, Dame.
I think the players union has always been structured to benefit the owners. And I think the people who have been in charge of the players union have always worked for the benefit of the owners and not the players. And at times when there have been people within the union who have fought against whether it's provisions in collective bargaining agreements or just the outright layout of a collective bargaining agreement, they've been ousted. They've been like, okay, your term here is done. And once we get through this, like it is very what is the Senate whip?
Oh,
the one who goes to gather the votes. Like that's what the political structure of a players union is very similar to the political structure of like the Senate. When a collective bargaining agreement is put on the table, if there is a player within the Players Association board that is opposed to it, what happens is the people for it and against it, they get on calls and they start making calls to the big dogs in the league and they say, do not vote yes on this. Here's why. And they'll give you all of the reasons not to vote for it. The other people will call and say, you have to vote yes for this. Don't believe that. Here's why. And they'll lay all of this stuff out. This league has been trapped in terrible collective bargaining agreements since its existence, more because of players cozying up to owners and ownership in front office rather than the actual structure of the league. So what you just laid out regarding Kelsey, who I don't know at all, but like Shanae, NECA, those are two incredibly smart girls, but those are incredibly smart girls, young women with aspirations. And the idea that they might be working against or maybe not working completely in line with the best interests of the players is the least shocking thing you could possibly say. Everything that was in that report was 1,000% predictable for anyone who has known, and I don't expect it to be a ton of people, but like people who know the inner workings of that league, no one is stunned by what they read in that report. Absolutely no one.
Yeah, and you can tell that NECA and Shanae are both have aspirations of more.
Mm-hmm.
And
which is fine. As
yeah.
long as you're still keeping the best interests of the players, because that is who you are there to represent. And I don't think they're doing that, TK.
With TK, the conversation that we had a couple weeks ago about the
profitability
income,
yeah,
it is just entrenched into my brain right now, because it doesn't make sense. And you ask the question why, and then you see situations like this, and you hear, the history of what Damien's talking about, and it feels like the ownership in the WNBA has been trying to I don't know, is quail the right word, but trying to keep an uprising, whether having to pay them or like make this league expand at a major rate, which comes with having to pay them. They're doing everything they can to keep that from happening. That's just what it feels like. Everything points back to like the revenue that you talk about, like, because it doesn't make sense that they're not making money. And why would you keep it that way? So you don't have to pay them what they're worth. Why would you have I don't want to call the person a mole, but why would you have somebody working on your site to make sure everything stays the way it's supposed to stay, so we can still do everything that we need to do? It just, I don't know. It connects. I don't know how it all connects right now, but it stays with me. It stays with me.
What you have is a power structure where there's people who are put in a position to be advocates for the players that are clearly not purely advocates for the players. And so as it comes down to a revenue share, someone like NECA could convince a large amount of players to vote for something that's not in their best interest. Mm-hmm. And this news, I think, is pretty interesting because it puts cracks in the people who don't work with her on a day-to-day basis or around her on a day-to-day basis that, hey, like, she might not be for us. She might be for those who are in power. She might be for those who want to keep our percentage down to, instead of 50-50, where it's at 9% right now, maybe what we end up getting is 20% instead of 45 or 50%. Because, and so it's just a really interesting time. And you see that sports leagues operate just like businesses, and if a business can keep their labor costs low, they will. That's why we've had to fight. That's how labor unions became in existence to begin with, because they were putting 8-year-old kids in the coal mines. And we're like, hey, you can't put little Johnny in the coal mine. Okay. Like, we got to figure out some sort of guardrails here about labor laws.
Mm-hmm. The collective bargaining agreement, the opt-out and the things that have been proposed, when they're talking about universal accommodations, universal, housing, how everything needs to be on like the same level. Like in the NBA, when you travel, you have to stay. I don't know if it's a 5-star hotel.
It's a Ritz or a Four Seasons or the best hotel in town if that doesn't exist.
Right. Yeah. So it's universal across the league. It is not like that in the W. They're all, the whole layout, you just could have put on Michael Alter's desk, the owner of the Chicago Sky. He's a very nice man. Mm-hmm. He's the worst owner in the league, and it's not close. And every year there is something going on in the league office about Chicago and how Chicago is operating. And because there is no universal way for things to be done past, well, you've got to pay for their apartment, or you've got to pay for this, or you got to do that. Okay, well, we're going to get you this crappy place that's 35 minutes from the practice facility, but that's what we're doing because, like Trysta said, we've got to operate with a bottom line here.
Right.
And until the league fixes that, it's going to continue to be a problem.
Well, and think about this, guys, as we were just having a lottery. All I could hope for is Paige not going to Chicago.
Right. Yep.
Not going, because you add, number one, let's start with just the most basic thing, which is ownership not having their stuff together, a complete change of the guard in terms of leadership at the GM and the coaching level. You've got multiple all-stars that had awesome careers, that left the team on their own, got themselves out. You've got Kalia Copper, get me the F out of here. You got Courtney Williams, I'm gone. You got Marina Mabrey midseason, get me the F out of here, right? And what Chicago got back wasn't really great. So you had a team that could have been really awesome once Angel Reese got there and once Camilla got there. But no, it was a ghost town. And from what I understand, Teaspoon wasn't necessarily helping things when she wanted Kennedy Carter to be up in there. So it's a mess, right? So then you add in not only from the infrastructure issues that they have and the cheapness issues that they have, but then you add in Paige and Angel together. And that could either be them versus Caitlyn, which is its own little thing, or it could be Paige versus Angel. Because let's be honest, Angel's production comes off of her own misses or somebody else's misses. It's not coming from dimes from somebody like Paige. It would be a disaster.
Yes, she's going to miss that shot that she catches the dime, get the rebound, and put it back.
It's a disaster.
Yeah.
Disaster.
Trysta, we will be on the lookout for the video, and everybody listening will share that video to make sure.
Please do. Please at him because I'm blocked. I'd at him, but I can't because I'm blocked.
You know when the Chatty House rallies, like
it's up.
You know what we're capable of.
Yeah.
Come on, salute, guys. Take aim. Get your tiki torches out. Let's get.
Well, wait a second. Wait a second.
It's not that kind of party.
No.
I'm kidding. I mean, I'm talking about just social media.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like an emoji. It's just an emoji.
Yeah, you just can't throw around tiki torches like that. That's just not. Uh-oh. Well, sorry, Kyle.
Everybody but Kyle. Kyle looks like it.
All right. We love you, TK. We'll come back. Trysta Krick.